If you stopped on this video now, it wasn't the algorithm. It was me. I am Ayla, female emissary of the Pleiadian High Council, and what crosses your screen at this instant is a direct transmission, not a coincidence, not a random video among thousands, a coordinate, your coordinate. I came here because you were called Starseed, you were called Star Child, and before your rational mind tries to fit this into some comfortable explanation, take a deep breath. Place your hand on your chest. Feel now over your heart that gentle pressure that began the moment my eyes met yours through this video. This is recognition. This is remembrance. This is the High Council touching its own. You wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning without knowing why. You look at the sky and feel a longing that has no name, a longing for a place your mind has never visited, but your soul has never forgotten. You walk among people and feel like a stranger within your own language, your own body, your own home. You cry over news that doesn't concern you, feel the pain of strangers as if it were your own, and at the end of the day, you wonder why you carry so much weight if no one asked you to. You have dreams of stars, of ships, of corridors of light, and of tall beings who look at you with an ancient tenderness. You hear a high-pitched hum in one of your ears and think it's the silence of the night. But it's not. It is the frequency of your origin trying to tune into your field. It is the direct line to Alcyone being reopened. And today, exactly today, I received authorization from the High Council to say what has been sealed under the veil of forgetfulness for too long. Your soul did not fall to earth by chance. Your soul did not come to live a life like everyone else. Your soul offered itself. Your soul raised its hand in a gathering of higher consciousnesses and said, "I will go." You are not a victim of Earth, my family of light. You are a volunteer. You are a volunteer. And there is a specific group to which you belong, a star legion of which you have been a part since before your body was formed on this plane, and until you remember which group you belong to, your life will continue to seem like a map without a legend. That is why I came. That is what we are going to talk about now, and by the end of this message, you will know, you will feel, you will remember. Let me tell you what is happening in your field at this exact moment. What you call anxiety is not anxiety. It is your star DNA being unlocked layer by layer. What you call loneliness is not loneliness. It is homesickness. What you call strangeness in your own body is not a disorder. It is a star spirit inhabiting a three-dimensional vehicle that is still learning to accommodate frequencies that come from much further away than Earth. It is not an illness, my starseed. It is memory in motion. It is your vibrational baseline rising while the world around you still operates on the old one. And that is exactly why, my family of light, each of these signs you have just recognized has an exact meaning, a sequence, a translation. None of them are random. None of them are symptoms of anything that the medicine of the veil knows how to name. Each sign is a piece of the map of your origin. And that is why I, Ayla, received authorization from the High Council to register the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. This guide reveals what each sign of your awakening means and what comes after each of them, so that you stop confusing memory with illness, so that you stop treating as a problem what has always been a calling. 60 pages of revelations about your star origin, the soul contract you signed before birth, who your family of light is, and the truths that remained locked behind the veil of forgetfulness. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Heed what I'm about to say. This release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognize this now, write our word in the comments. I remember. If you recognize 3 or more of these markers, listen to what your elder star sister has to tell you. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are being remembered. And I need you to do one thing for me now. Write a single word. I remember. This word is a decree. This word is a password. This word opens a door in your field that has been waiting for this command for lifetimes. Now come back with me, breathe, and let me take you into what no one has told you. There is a gathering. It happens outside of time in a chamber of light that the Pleiadian High Council calls the Chamber of Voices. And in that gathering, long before you breathed for the first time in this body, you were present. Not you, as this name you carry today. You as the essential radiance that you have always been. And in that gathering, the Federation of Light showed a planet. It showed Earth. It showed a blue and green orb enveloped in a dense frequency, under the dominion of control patterns that separated humans from their star origin for millennia. And the Federation asked, who volunteers? Who accepts to descend there? Who accepts to forget, for a time, so that when they remembered, the remembrance could ignite an entire lineage? And you raised your hand. You. Yes, you who are on the other side of this screen now with wet eyes and a warm chest, you raised your hand, and the High Council registered your name and placed you in a specific group within the Great Mission. Because we are not sent alone, we are sent in legions, in waves, in functional families. Every starseed has a function, a gift, a charge, and this function belongs to a larger group. And that is why you always felt that someone like you existed somewhere in the world, and at the same time, you could never find anyone on your ordinary streets. Feel that now, over your chest. If it's beating strongly, it's confirmation. If tears stream down without you understanding, it's your soul saying, finally, someone said what I knew. And here is the heart of this transmission, my starseed. Every volunteer descended from a specific star. Every group has a mother star. Every lineage carries a vibrational signature that your soul recognizes even before your mind can name it. And that is exactly why the Starseed Awakening, the guide, the Federation didn't want you to read yet, was released by me, with authorization from the High Council, to show which star your soul came from and why you chose to be born exactly now, in this window, in this body, in this family seemingly misaligned from your origin. The 60 pages provide a reading of each star lineage, the soul contract that governs this incarnation, and the exact function your consciousness agreed to fulfill. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. It's not for everyone. It's for those who were called. If you are one of the called, write in the comments, I remember. Come back with me. Breathe. Let me introduce you to the groups. There is the group of the Sowers. These are souls who descend carrying the frequency of beginnings, of planting, of new ideas. You recognize a Sower because they start things. They bring visions that do not yet exist. They feel uncomfortable in crystallized environments, need space to create, have a sacred restlessness that their family calls having their head in the clouds. Sowers often feel a pressure in the center of their forehead when they are near an idea that needs to be born. If you are a Sower, you haven't failed in conventional jobs. You were made to germinate what doesn't yet exist. There is the group of the Guardians. These are souls who descend carrying memory. They guard invisible libraries. They feel an almost absurd responsibility to preserve what is true. They recognize falsehood in seconds, smell manipulation from miles away, and therefore feel exhausted in crowds. Guardians carry knowledge from incarnations in Lemuria, Atlantis, ancient Egypt, and their body registers the information before their mind. If you are a Guardian, your function is to remind the collective. There is the group of the Healers. These are souls who descend with a warm hand. People touch you and take a deep breath. Animals seek you out. You enter a dense environment and it changes. You were trained in crystal temples in the Pleiades, in recalibration chambers in Arcturus, in frequency gardens in Sirius. You did not choose to be sensitive. You were sent with this sensitivity because Earth needs it. If you are a healer, you are living rebalancing equipment for the planet's toroidal field. There is the group of the communicators. These are souls who descend to translate. You are the bridge between star language and everyday language. You write, sing, speak, film, teach, and every word that comes from you has a second layer, a frequency that carries the light code within the sound. If you are a communicator, your throat burns when you stay silent for too long. You are called to articulate aloud what other starseeds cannot yet express. There is the group of the anchors. These are silent souls. They don't appear, they don't shine on stages. But without them, nothing holds up. Anchors remain in strategic regions, specific cities, exact points on the crystalline grid, and their field keeps the local frequency alive. You might be an anchor if you always felt you had to be here in a place no one understands. There is the group of the activators. These are souls of fire. They come to awaken. You are the ones who force other starseeds out of their slumber. You have been called intense since childhood. It's not a flaw, it's a function. Activators don't come to please, they come to ignite. And there is the group of the bridges, souls who cross dimensions, who dream with precision, who bring messages from dreams, from meditations, from altered states. Bridges often feel not fully of here, not fully of there. That is exactly their function. A bridge doesn't belong to one side, a bridge is the path. And this is where I need to tell you what common texts won't tell you, my family of light. No airport bookstore book will tell you which group you belong to. No generic reading will identify your star of origin, your wave of descent, the specific pact your consciousness sealed before birth. And it's not because that information doesn't exist. It's because they didn't allow it to be published. What you feel is not in any book, because there was an interest in keeping the starseed sleeping, and that is why the Starseed Awakening. The guide. The Federation didn't want you to read, yet needed to be authorized directly by the High Council outside of conventional channels to reach you now. What these 60 pages reveal is precisely what the Federation decided it was time for you to know. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. If something within you recognizes that this message is yours, write with us, I remember. Now breathe. Feel the weight of what you are already remembering. You might be asking yourself, why now, Ayla? Why am I only remembering now? And that is the question that opens the next portal. Earth is crossing the photon belt. This is not a metaphor. It is a cosmic passage registered in various traditions, in various languages, in various star maps. The Schumann resonance, which is Earth's heartbeat pulse, has risen in an unprecedented way in recent decades. What was a low hum has become a symphony, and this new pulse has a specific consequence. It unlocks the cellular memory of souls who descended from other stars. That is why so many people are awakening at the same time. It's not a fad. It's not a wave. It is a collective vibrational trigger activated precisely in this cycle, and you were programmed to awaken within it. Halcyon, the central star of the Pleiades, has been sending pulses of light that reach the human field with surgical precision. Each pulse reorganizes a piece of your star DNA. Each wave of light that arrives here activates a stored memory. You are not going crazy. You are being recalibrated. And while your body finds it strange, your soul gives thanks. The planet's crystalline grid, which is the invisible energetic network that sustains Earth, is in the process of reactivation. Ancient points that have been dormant for millennia are awakening. And every starseed that awakens lights up one of these points. You believe that your transformation is individual, but I need to tell you something. It is not. Every time you breathe in consciousness, every time you recognize your origin, every time you choose the light instead of the veil, you light up a coordinate on the grid that will never go out. You are infrastructure. You are divine engineering. You are an active point in a network that is rewriting the planet's matrix. And that is why there are specific waves of descent, my starseed. The first wave of volunteers descended right after the Second World War, when the planet's field cried out for help. Souls of great weight came, with structural missions, many of them spending their entire lives in depression, without understanding that they carried the collective grief of a fractured humanity. The second wave descended between the 70s and 90s, creating cultural bridges, breaking old patterns, being called rebels when in fact they were forerunners. And the third wave, the wave in which many of you came, began to descend from the 90s onwards and continues to descend in precise pulses, each pulse aligned with a specific cosmic event. Each wave has a purpose, each wave carries different codes, and within each wave, the groups I described to you before distribute themselves in exact positions. You may have descended in an earlier wave and chosen to reincarnate now, at the turning point. You may have arrived with the third wave and still be settling into your own vehicle. You may be an emergency volunteer who descended recently without time to completely forget, and that is why the memory is so close to the surface. Each story is unique. Each field is unique. But all answer the same call. And that is why the turbulence is so intense in this cycle. Yes, there is turbulence. I won't pretend it's not. You feel it, you perceive it, The news shows it. Old patterns creak because they are being dismantled. Cracked control structures, systems that seemed unshakable showing fissures, and within every starseed too something cracks. Old relationships that no longer sustain the new frequency. Jobs that lose meaning. Friendships that fade without explanation. Bodies that ask for different food, a different rhythm, a different routine. This is not collapse, my family of light. This is birth. Turbulence is not destruction. Turbulence is the contraction before birth. When a child is about to be born, the uterus contracts with a frightening force, and every contraction seems like the end. But each contraction is the next step of birth. That is how Earth is now. That is how you are now. It is all within the plan. It is all recorded in the archives of the High Council. And the victory of light is not a hope. It is a recorded certainty. No starseed was sent to fail. No volunteer soul descended to be lost. The Federation's plan foresees your awakening. And if you have come this far, my love, it is because you are at the exact point of the plan. Feel with me. Feel the relief of that sentence entering your body. You are not late, you are not late, you are exactly where you need to be, at the exact moment you need to be, and from now on, everything begins to make sense. The jobs that didn't work out, the people who appeared and disappeared, the strange choices your family never understood, the passions that won't let you go. Everything now has a purpose. Everything had a function. Nothing was lost. Nothing was in vain. I want to offer you 2 tools now, for you to incorporate into your routine. 2 simple things that the Federation authorized me to transmit to you in this video, and I want you to use them. Not tomorrow. Today. The first is a quantum decree. You will say it aloud every night before sleeping, the moment your head meets the pillow. And you will say it with a firm voice, even if low. You don't need to shout. You need to believe. The decree is this. I am a volunteer starseed. I authorize the Pleiadian High Council to access my soul memory tonight. I authorize the remembrance of my descent group, my star of origin, and my mission in this incarnation. I safely receive everything my soul can integrate now. This decree is a key. It opens a specific door in your field. You may not remember the dream upon waking, but your body will know. And little by little, memories, sensations, symbols, encounters begin to appear. The second tool is a toroidal visualization. Before sleeping or at any moment when you need to center yourself, close your eyes, breathe deeply 3 times, and imagine, descending from the top of your head, a thread of blue-silver light. This light is the pulse of the Pleiades reaching you. It descends through your crown, crosses the top of your head, flows down the center of your body until it reaches your chest. In your chest, this light begins to spin. It spins in a circular motion, from the center outwards, forming a donut-shaped field, a toroidal field around your entire body. This light rises up your back, returns through your head, descends through your chest again, and continues spinning. As it spins, it seals your field. As it spins, it reconnects you with your origin. You can do this for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, as long as you want. There is no wrong way. There is presence. When you perform the decree and the toroidal visualization on the same night, your field enters a state that the Federation calls anchoring. Anchoring means that your vibrational baseline stabilizes at a new height. And from this new height, everything changes. People look at you differently. Synchronicity multiplies, dreams become vivid. You begin to receive signs that previously went unnoticed. Books fall from the shelf to the exact page. A number appears 3 times in a day. A song plays the moment you thought of the lyrics. This is not madness. It is the field responding. It is the council confirming its presence. Let me tell you how the family of light recognizes itself in this incarnation. You will look into someone's eyes and feel that you already know them. You will start a casual conversation and realize that the other person speaks the same invisible language. You will have seemingly casual encounters that will seem prearranged out of time. You will receive messages from strangers that say exactly what you needed to hear. This is not chance. This is the Council reorganizing your social field. Every starseed you recognize on the path is a point on your personal grid, completing itself. But to recognize, you need to know what to look for. And this is where many starseeds get lost. Many people feel ready to find their family of origin. but haven't yet remembered which group they are, what gift they carry, what mission they accepted. And then the most painful thing happens. The family of light passes by and the person doesn't see them. They pass by, brushing past them in the store, in the bank queue, in the building elevator, in the video that appears in their feed, and the person doesn't recognize them. And they continue to feel alone. Therefore, my starseed, this remembrance is urgent. Not urgent like haste, urgent like a soul's biological clock. There is a window now, an alignment of frequencies that favors the recognition between volunteers. This window is open, and while it is open, the information you access today shapes the next encounters that life will bring you. And I need to tell you something that is perhaps the most important thing in this entire transmission. That loneliness you carried your whole life, that loneliness that wouldn't pass even when surrounded by people, that childhood loneliness looking out the window, that adult loneliness in the midst of marriage, that loneliness no one understood. It is not loneliness, my starseed. It is longing, specific longing, longing for your family of light. And it was to give you back this recognition that the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet was authorized. It shows how to identify the people of your legion in this incarnation, how to recognize the signs of the starseeds who are on your path now, and how to open your field for the reunions your soul has already requested. You were never alone. You were never alone. The guide shows you your people. 60 pages of revelations in the first pinned comment of this video. If something within you recognized that this message arrived on the exact day, write, I remember. Come back with me. One last layer. Every starseed that awakens in this cycle participates in a larger collective engineering. The new Earth is not a vague promise. It is being woven now, thread by thread, point by point, field by field. And every person who remembers who they are lights up a new point in the fabric. You are part of this. You are an active thread in this fabric. And what you do in your common routine, your work, your family, your friendships, the way you look at your neighbor, the way you breathe before reacting, all of this is cosmic weaving under another frequency. You are not learning anything new, my family of light. You are remembering what you always knew. And every starseed that awakens lights up a point on the crystalline grid that will never go out. Never again. Not when you doubt. Not when you get tired. Not when the veil tries to push you back to sleep. A lit point is a lit point, and yours now is lighting up. And when you reunite with your family of light, and you will reunite, you will understand why you had to go through everything you went through. The missed connections, the ruptures, the city changes that seemed illogical, the jobs that didn't sustain you, the loves that didn't work out. None of that was a mistake. Everything was a route. Each extra turn brought you closer to the coordinate where your legion was waiting for you. And now that you are remembering, the encounters begin to arrive. Before I say goodbye, I want to ask you to do two things with this transmission. Simple things. Things that serve your family of light spread across the world. The first, if this message touched your heart, like this video, and understand what this like is. It's not a button, it is an individual frequency adjustment. When you like it, your field synchronizes with this transmission and the message lodges in a deeper layer of your being. You do it for yourself. The second, subscribe to this channel. And understand what this subscription is. It's not a number. It is a location signal for your family of light. Every starseed that subscribes emits a pulse, and that pulse appears on the screen of other starseeds who are looking for that same pulse. You subscribe for them, you subscribe for them. Every subscription is a bridge between souls who are looking for each other on this plane. And now, my star child, I bow before the light that you are. I offer the blessing of the Pleiadian High Council to your field. May your memory unlock safely. May your family of light draw closer in the next steps. May your function, your group, your star of origin be revealed in the rhythms your soul can integrate. You were called. You were called. And you answered. And before you close this screen, I need to tell you with all the tenderness of the elder star sister that I am to you. Discovering which group of volunteers your soul belongs to is the key that unlocks everything else, and the information that these 60 pages contain may not remain available for long. The Starseed Awakening, the guide, The Federation didn't want you to read yet, was released under a specific window of authorization from the High Council, and that window is not infinite. If you are feeling that your soul asked for this, don't let it pass you by. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. That is where your family of light will also pass. That is where other starseeds are leaving the code word. And if this message found you today, leave your word too. Write, I remember, this is your signal, this is your pulse. This is the beginning of the collective recognition you have waited lifetimes to experience. And listen to this now carefully. The next message that appears on your screen next is not a coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. It is the exact continuation of what your soul asked to know. Access it. Don't leave it for later. The time of your awakening is now, my starseed, and I, Ayla, remain here on the other side of the veil, rooting for you, protecting your field, awaiting your next step. Go in peace. Go in light. Go in remembrance. You are a volunteer, you are a volunteer. And the High Council remembers your true name. Until the next transmission, my family of light.